5 reasons and theories why Daenerys will be resurrected. As the epic fantasy saga of Game of Thrones drew to a close, fans around the world were left with mixed emotions. While the story of Westeros may have seemingly concluded, rumors of potential sequels and prequels continue to circulate. Among the many theories and speculations, one particularly interesting one is the possibility of Daenerys Targaryen's resurrection, should a sequel or Jon Snow prequel ever come to fruition. Could the Mother of Dragons rise again, reborn from the ashes like a mythical phoenix? In this video, we delve into the realms of possibility and explore the narrative paths and lore that could potentially lead to Daenerys Targaryen's resurrection. Let's explore the 5 theories. Number 1. Connection with Lady Stoneheart. Lady Catelyn Stark's life and story ended in Game of Thrones after the Red Wedding, but that's far from what happened in Mr. Martin's book, A Storm of Swords. In the show, the Boltons and the Freys betray the king in the north, killing everyone present, including Lady Stark. Black Walder slits her throat after she kills the young wife of Lord Walder Frey. However, in the book, Lady Stark is killed and then thrown into the Green Fork, only to be retrieved 3 days later by Arya's direwolf named Nymeria. She is later resurrected by Beric Dondarrion, who sacrifices himself to bring Lady Stark back by using the last kiss, a rite practiced by the Red Priests. Now, since Lady Stark had been brought back to life, albeit in a tragic and dark way, it is quite possible that a Red Priest from Volantis or Asshai may bring Daenerys back. It has been confirmed that Drogon took Daenerys' corpse to Volantis after Jon Snow assassinated her to save the realm. And, who lives in Volantis? Well, the answer is Kinvara, the High Priestess of the Red Temple of Volantis, who is known to have powers that bring people back to life, even after several days of death. If you think about it, even Lady Melisandre brought Jon Snow back to life. Furthermore, Volantis was the place where she grew up, and the Red Priests there respect her a lot for being the mother of dragons because dragons are fire-made flesh.
For dragons are fire-made flesh, and fire is power.
And the Red Priests worship the god of fire. Furthermore, she brought her 3 dragons and sacrificed one of them to save Westeros from the darkness of the White Walkers. Naturally, if she is going to Volantis, those fire people will do everything in their command to bring her back. Do let me know what you thought about this theory. Number 2. Daenerys entered Drogon's mind before dying, connection with Orell. This theory here has to be looked into with a 2-pronged approach. First, the Starks share an amazingly close and supernatural bond with their dire wolves. I mean, Jon could get into the mind of his dire wolf named Ghost, at least, that's what happens in the books. Secondly, Jon killed the wildling called Orell, and something strange happened there. Orell cheats death by walking into his eagle just before breathing his last. The eagle attempts to claw Jon's face, but he fights off the bird. And, it is quite possible that Daenerys' conscience was transferred into Drogon just when Jon Snow stuck his dagger into her. Dragons and their riders share a magical bond. The fiery creatures can know when to burn a certain slave lord named Master Krasnus and when to warn the dude kissing his mother. So, I wouldn't be totally surprised if Daenerys' mind shifted into Drogon, which is why Drogon doesn't kill Jon and instead destroys the ugly iron chair, the reason for all the mess in King's Landing. If this is the case, Daenerys probably understood her folly and let Jon live. But do I have any other facts from the show to back this theory? Well, yes. Number 3. Her ancestor was the three-eyed raven. The enigmatic identity of the three-eyed raven remains shrouded in mystery in the Game of Thrones. However, one intriguing theory suggests that the throne of the Green Seer was occupied by none other than a Targaryen before Bran Stark took over the gig. And guess what? This idea actually finds some juicy breadcrumbs in the books, where our feathery friend is referred to as the Three-Eyed Crow, and there are whispers that he might just be Brynden Rivers, a rather illustrious Targaryen bastard. When Bran, Hodor, and the Reeds finally stumble upon the mysterious cave, the three-eyed raven drops some tantalizing hints about his past life as Lord Brynden. Now, the only Brynden worth noting in that timeline and context would be the product of a passionate liaison between Aegon IV and Lady Melissa Blackwood. Eventually, Brynden was legitimized by his father, along with his other half-siblings, including the ambitious Aegon Rivers, who went on to establish the glamorous Golden Company. Did you know that Brynden's great-grandmother and grandfather happened to be the fiery Rhaenyra and the dashing Daemon Targaryen, stars of the House of the Dragon series? It's like a convoluted soap opera, Westeros style. Now, why does any of this matter? Well, it's a tantalizing hint that Daenerys Targaryen, the mother of dragons herself, might possess some extraordinary skin-changing abilities. Well, it's all tied to her uncanny bond with her beloved Drogon. There's no denying the supernatural connection between those two. Which brings us to our next entry. Number 4. Her conscience was transferred to Drogon, connection with Rhaenyra. This one may sound a little out there, but hear me out. We know that dragons and their riders share a bond that lasts for eternity, until at least one of them dies. This is the very reason why people are confused about who's going to ride Sea Smoke in House of the Dragon, since the show hasn't killed Rhaenyra Valyrian, and only sent him away with his love interest. Anyway, there is an extremely important scene from House of the Dragon that tells us of this supernatural connection. Let's go back to the scene where Rhaenyra was struggling to bring her stillborn daughter Visenya into the world. Here, she has visions of Syrax, who seems to be feeling the same pain as her rider, Rhaenyra. A dragon is not a slave, and cannot be tamed or controlled, but the bond that they feel with the rider is deep and goes beyond the relationship between a human and his pet. This bond is magical, and we do not yet know the things it can do. Number 5. She would not die in the winds of winter. The last that we have seen of Daenerys in the source material is Martin's A Dance with Dragons. She has been found alongside Drogon by Carl Jacko and his Commissar. Initially, Martin had been resolute in concluding the series after the 7th novel, but he did mention the possibility of changing his decision. His primary aim is to faithfully narrate the story from start to finish and avoid compromising its integrity for the sake of a predetermined volume count. He possesses a general understanding of the overall conclusion, and the future trajectories of the main characters. When the series concludes, Martin intends to incorporate bittersweet elements, ensuring that not everyone will experience a blissful conclusion. Naturally, the story of Daenerys and Jon is yet to be penned down by Martin, and she may not become the harbinger of death and the destroyer of King's Landing, which in turn, will not prompt Jon to kill her. Please do let me know what you thought about this video and the theories I have provided. Please subscribe for more such content, and have a good day.